how to set boundaries. Setting boundaries as an entrepreneur is pretty tricky because you are pulled in so many different directions. You might feel that your business is pulling you, that your clients and what you want, the desires that you want for the business, but you might also feel conflicted by your family and your partner and all of those different noises. As much as you love them all, they are, all talking to you and wanting your attention. So how do you cut through that noise and actually set your own boundaries to be who you want to be? And I have really gone on a massive journey about this because I was such a people pleaser, and I would find myself saying yes to things that I really didn't want to do. I agreed to set up businesses with people that I didn't want to do or particularly like. And I did all of these things because I was the yes person. I was always the people pleaser, and I didn't know how to say no. I didn't know how to put myself first and actually what I wanted. And so I found myself in these ridiculous situations where I was kind of doing various things that I didn't want to do. And so I had to really take a step back and figure out what I wanted. And that has really been a process of evolution. I think I got to a place when I was, particularly during the pandemic, where I didn't have anything else to give. I was just so exhausted by trying to hold everything together with homeschooling, and I was running multiple businesses, and I just was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And so once I reached that point of no, I'd reached that threshold, and it's kind of almost anger that it's like, I can't do this anymore. And sometimes you just have to recognize that and don't suppress it. Don't try and push it to one side, but be like, actually, this is the point where I am so frustrated and annoyed with myself because I can't do all the things that I want to do because I'm doing all this other nonsense that everybody else thinks I should be doing. And so once you can get rid of that, and so start saying no to people, start pushing back on people. And that was a massive, evolutionary journey for me. That was part of me separating from my husband and going through a divorce. That was also being much more firm in my boundaries with what was important to me. And what was really important to me was actually spending time with my son. And I wanted to be there as a parent. I wanted to be there as much as possible. These moments of him being a young child are precious, and that window is small. And so I didn't want to lose out on those moments. And so I really had to push back and say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have those moments. And so, that's really important, to be able to actually say, no, this is what I want. And so in being able to do that and set that boundary, and in sometimes I've had to, because I have been a people pleaser, it has been about actually getting angry. But actually, now that I've set those boundaries and I feel so much more comfortable, I can now reinforce them and be like, right, I know that I am never, ever going to allow that thing to happen again, because I don't want to go back to that way of being, because it was so awful that I have to have another way. And so I've set that boundary in that instance. And then from that, everything else has flowed. So it means that I only work 4 days a week. I don't do stuff on the day that I'm taking my son to equine therapy because I want to have that time with him. I always have that non-negotiable window that I am going for a run once I've done the school run. And there used to be a time when I think I don't have time to exercise. I should be doing something else. But actually now it's like, no, that is the priority. Everything else will flow. And today I couldn't be bothered to go for a run. I was like, I can't be bothered. I'm just tired and I can't be bothered. And so I went for a run. I thought, no, you know what? Okay, go for a little run, see how you feel. And I did a run, and actually then I sat in the field and I did a meditation, sat in a field, and then made a YouTube video. And I came back feeling really inspired. And now I'm wanting to make more YouTube videos. I'm sitting in my running clothes making YouTube videos, which would never have happened before. But because I allowed myself that creativity and that space, that it's like, okay, I'm not going to push myself. I'm going to allow myself those windows where I can set those boundaries, then things flow from it. And it's from a place of creativity rather than feeling like I should do something. And that's really important, because when you're in the push mentality, when you are in the shoulds and you're feeling obligated because somebody else tells you to do something, it never is that good. It doesn't work, because it's not in alignment with you. It's not in that process. It's not in flow. And I spent a lot of time after, like during the pandemic, trying to get my flow. And I was like, I want to get my flow back. And so I spent a lot of time doing Reiki and working with different healers so that I could get myself back in alignment. And that it was like the frustration of feeling just, oh, my life isn't how I want it to be. And when I really went into that and was really intentional about getting that flow back, then suddenly everything, it's like a waterfall, everything flowed from that. And it meant that I was like, oh, in my personal life, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be married anymore. And in my business, I was like, right, I need to strip everything back. And I completely changed everything so that I have created a really easy business that I really enjoy. And I can be creative and fulfilled. But actually, I work 4 days a week, 4 hours a day. And so it's, I've completely switched things up. So I feel so much more excited about it, which is like much more joyful. And so that is the thing, that when you find your flow, that everything it trickles from that. It's like manifestation. When you're in that zone, when you're in alignment, you're in your process. But when you are in the should category and you are not setting those boundaries, you are doing what other people tell you to do, then things don't work out, because you're not in your creative space. You're not having fun. You're not enjoying things. You're just saying yes to things because you think you should. So if there's anything I can say to you today, I give you permission to get angry, to say no, like, F this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to work in this way. I hate what I'm doing. I don't enjoy it. I'm not in alignment with who I am. This is not what I want to do. I give you permission to say that. And once you start speaking your truth, when you start saying what you want to do rather than what everyone else tells you to do, then things flow, because it's like this little voice inside you. That is like your spirit that's leading you. And when you're in that space, everything else is magical, and it comes from that. But it's about you owning that you are worth this, that you are magical and you are special, and you deserve to be able to have your voice, to be able to say what you want. You deserve to be able to say, I'm going to go and lie in the fields all day, or I'm going to go for a run, or actually I feel like spending the day at the movies. Whatever it is, you can do that. But it's you giving yourself permission to take the time for magical moments. And by setting those boundaries of what you really want, then everything else flows. And you will create a business that you love, and also a life that you love. If you like this video, I would love you to subscribe. I share lots of tips and strategies to help you build and grow your online business. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye, bye, bye.